we've gone up almost close to 25,000, which is a figure that nobody wished to see. It's very scary, to be very honest. It's very scary. If you are here today, I'm glad because I hope I can impart some little bit of knowledge for you to how to take care of yourself in this pandemic time, in respect to prevention from COVID-19. As far as the COVID virus is concerned, it is from coronavirus. Now, the coronavirus actually has been with us, human beings, for so many decades, right? When we get a common cold, for example, normally it is due to this virus, which will cause a bit of running nose, a bit of fever, a bit of sore throat, yeah, maybe a bit of body ache, and then it may progress like the influenza, flu. Yeah, that is actually the symptoms of coronavirus infection. So it is not really something very new, but this time around, somehow we don't really care about all these coronaviruses that has been infecting us for the last maybe 50, 60 years or 70 years around us. We've been living with it, and it's actually pandemic already. We don't even care about it. When you get a cold, what you do is just use a few tissue paper, take antihistamine, take vitamin C, rest for a few days, take Panadol if you got fever, and that's it. But this time around, since 2019 December, November in Wuhan, China, when this apparently that it was first discovered that this COVID coronavirus has caused numerous deaths. That's the time when everybody start panic. Yeah. Before that, before this incident, there was the SARS COVID SARS virus that happened in 2003, I think. Yeah. That time, it also caused a very fast death and quite a fast spread into various countries. But somehow, it just stopped totally after just about 3, 4 months. Yeah. But this time around, the COVID-19, as it is called, has been with us for more than 2 years, right? More than 2 years. And in fact, there's been discoveries in France, in Europe, in America, that it actually started sometime in June, July in the US in 2019. And they have did the autopsy on the corpse, and they found that the viruses has been there already. So not actually started from China, but whatever it is, it's either start from China or US or whatever, right? The thing is, it's costing us a lot of uneasiness and cause a lot of death. In fact, yesterday, the number of death is 200 plus, which is the highest so far in Malaysia per day in 24 hours. So that's quite scary. And now we have about 22,000, 23,000 each day infected person tested positive. But to be very frank, I think the actual number is far more than that, far more than that. Because those numbers that they are given by the ministry of, say, 22,000, 24,000, were all tested positive cases, tested positive. What about those who are not tested? Because the testing rate is still very low. They have not been able to test everybody involved, close contact, close vicinity, things like that. So only tested people already 20 over 1,000. So can you imagine those who are walking around, but they are going around infecting people? Easily, times 2 or 3 times is not a problem. So you'll be looking at the 300,000 people walking around. So it's very scary, in fact. So what can you do to stop these people? You can't actually, because they are mobile. And there's no way unless you go and catch them and throw them in jail, which is also not right. So the only way is to protect yourself from this virus. So to protect yourself, the most important thing, of course, you've got to follow the SOP, the standard operation procedure. Of course, in Bahasa, you have the PPKB, PKB, PPPKB, whatever P. Yeah. So that one, I'm not quite familiar. I don't follow. But basically, is the standard operation procedure is you got to stay distancing away from people, mask up. That means you got to wear mask wherever you are near to people. You must stay away at least 1.5 to 2 meters away from everybody. There's social distancing. Wash your hand regularly, and of course, yourself impose isolation if you have some minor symptoms of cough or something to show that you have some infection, irrespective whether it is COVID or not.
Stop
So
that.
that's
Wait, bro.
important. Hello.
Hey, Raja.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, how are you?
Good,
So-
good, boss. How are you today?
Good, good. Doing well, doing well.
Yeah.
Thank you
So
for
in
the
terms of that,
GJ
that's the
trades.
aspect of
You just
external
called.
wise, we really can't do
Oh,
And
much
nice.
if you don't mind,
the
I
SOP,
would
but internally for our personal self, of course, we can do something to protect ourselves. The first and foremost, of course, we got to build up our personal immune system. That's the most fundamental importance in everybody, right? Irrespective whether you're infected or not, if you have a very strong immune system, then even if you're infected with a lot of viruses and bacteria, which we are living with it every day, it will not cause you any harm. It will not cause you any harm because all these leukocytes, phagocytes, and white blood cells, all that will be able to destroy the viruses and bacteria that infected our body. So that is where our immune system plays a wonderful and beautiful part of protecting us from illness and death, right? So, okay, coming back to it, the first thing, of course, to have protection, you got to make sure that you have well-being in your life, your lifestyle. You sleep well, you rest well, you have a good mentality. Then, of course, you have got to have good, proper food, right? And most important, you have got to take your vitamin C, especially now. Take about 1,000 milligram a day. Take zinc, one tablet a day, 200 milligram a day. You take vitamin D3, take vitamin E, and then, of course, you can take our Fortico, which contains IgG, IgM, which is very important to build our immunity system immediately. Right? That is a fantastic product, actually, Fortico, to be honest. It has been there for quite some time. It's the first abstract of milk from lactating cows. So it gives you a fantastic immunity in terms of building up your immunity system. Now, other than that, of course, you have the IM laser, which fortunately for us, Ventros Malaysia Semberha has brought this product into Malaysia 4 or 5 years ago, I believe. Yeah, now we are using the second version, the black one. So that is the version 2. The version 1 was the squarish white one, which I don't own. No, I own the second one because I started in October 2019. Yeah, so I started with the black version, this version, 2019 version 2. Okay, so basically, what does this IM laser does for you is actually it stimulate our mitochondria in the cells when you use it on the left wrist and you put it on with the laser light, with the laser light shining, right? You put it on your wrist this way, right? And the laser line into your nose uh, for half an hour, maybe 3 bars intensity for half an hour. Yeah. Just to show you how you do it. Yeah. You wear it on the wrist, on the left wrist. Yeah. On the pulse. And then the laser line onto your nose. You switch it on. Mm-mm. Anyway, so that's how you do the IM laser. So when the laser light shines onto the mitochondria of the blood of the individual cells, it stimulates the cells, the cytosomes of the cells, to produce ATP. What is ATP? ATP is adenosine triphosphate. So actually, it is the energy cells of each individual cells. Each individual cell will have a lot of mitochondria. And by stimulating the mitochondria, you'll be able to produce ATP for the cells. So the more ATP that you have in the cell will be more active and alive. So in terms of as an organism like us, the more ATP that we have in our body because of the stimulation of this low light laser therapy on the mitochondria of our cells, we will become more energetic and more active and healthy in that sense. Yeah. So that's the most fundamental importance of the IM laser. And it has three functions actually in the IM laser. You have the low light laser therapy, the Chinese version of what you call acupuncture, which is having a history about 6,000 years in the Chinese civilization. Under TCM, that's traditional Chinese medicine, to cure people of their illnesses and be able to stimulate the flow of qi or energy in the body. So when your body is having a good body circulation, then the body will be healthy because the blood will be able to move around the body, be able to, basically what it does is the blood will be able to detox the body, taking out all the toxins of all the organ and drain out as urine, as feces, as sweat, right? So that is the most important fundamental part of the blood. It takes off the toxins from the organs and the body. And it also takes oxygen to all the cells and nutrition to the cells to nourish them. So it also builds up the individual organs and individual cells and organs in the body and make us healthy again. So that's the main two functions of the cell. So when we talk of IM laser, we are actually talking in terms of stimulating the individual cells with low light laser therapy to produce ATP. And the more ATP that you have created by this exposure of the cells, mitochondria to the low light laser therapy, the more healthier you become and more lively your body will be, right? And the second one that it actually does stimulation the body to produce is nitric oxide. This nitric oxide actually helps to open up the blood vessel as a vasodilator. When you say it's a vasodilator, it actually opens up the blood cells and blood vessels in the body, so blood can flow much easier. So with that in mind, if the blood can flow easier, that means the qi in the body moves easier, and fundamentally, you're a much healthier person. There's no blockage anywhere, which causes muscular numbness, the atrophy of the muscles, the nerves, the cells, to be rid of oxygen and nutrition. So that way, the blood circulation improving because of the vasodilation, the dilatation effect of nitric oxide. You'll be able to be healthier in that aspect. Yeah, and you probably look much younger. And they also help the men and ladies in terms of the libido, right? Yeah, so because the nitric oxide actually is produced by the Viagra that Pfizer produces for the man to have who has erectile dysfunction, improves the erection as for also for blood circulation in the body, right? Yeah, and it is a fantastic product actually. Yeah. So okay, the next one is it also stimulates the production of reactive oxygen species in the cells, which will cause the individual cells to carry oxygen to the various parts of the body. By saying that, it also it did stimulate the what we call the viscosity in the blood. Yeah. So the viscosity of the blood will be reduced tremendously because partly because it also the IM laser also have a magnetic therapy inside it. So it's basically 3 in 1. It is magnetic therapy. You have the acupuncture therapy as well as a low light laser therapy. Now, if you look at this, when you have low level of ATP. Okay, now we are showing this laser how you use it. In terms of the nasal cavity, when you use it in the nose, a lot of people feel very awkward. Why you got to use it in the nasal cavity? It looks awkward. It looks funny. People don't like to put things in their nose. Yeah, it looks like a cartoon sitting there with something protruding from your nose. Yeah, but basically why it does that is because the in the nose the epithelial cells are very thin in the nasal cavity, and laser light, low light laser therapy will actually penetrate the epithelial cells into the bloodstream and the um, capillaries in the nose. The nose carries a lot of capillaries. So this blood will flow through and then be exposed to this low light laser therapy, and that will stimulate individual cells to produce ATP, is produce nitric oxide, reactive oxygen species. At the same time, when it goes to the individual's organ to produce its own stem cells, right? So when the organs produce new stem cells, it will replace those old aging stem cells. As you know, all our cells will eventually die after a certain period of time. Yeah, the blood cells will die off, the skin cell will shade off, the brain cells, the eyes, or whatever. All the organs will have got to be replaced with new stem cells to be younger again. So as when you replace these stem cells in your organ, you will eventually feel as a whole organism, you will become younger, right? So this, what is shown in this diagram is you use this laser therapy on the pulse area on the left hand side, which is about 1 inch to half an inch from your wrist. Then you strap it on. Make sure that the laser light do not shine into your eye, because this laser light is harmful to the eye. It will actually cause blindness if you shine into it for too long. So it's very important that you make sure you do not shine the laser light into your eyes. You keep it there for about 30 minutes with maybe 2 to 3 bars intensity, right? So the other part of it is the magnetic therapy, which is the red spot that is placed at the back of the watch, right, of the device. There are magnets there, permanent magnets. This permanent magnet actually works on the blood when they pass through the pulse area. This magnetism of this red blood corpuscle, because the red blood corpuscle actually have iron. Every red blood cells contains iron molecules, and these iron molecules, when they are magnetized by these magnetic gauge waves of the magnetism, you will produce north and south poles for every one of the molecule of the iron in them. So because of the magnetization of these iron molecules in the blood, the same poles will repel. And because of repelling of each individual poles of these iron molecules in the red blood cells, they will be separated into individual cells. Like I got to show you this particular diagram. Now this one, you see the the one at the bottom is what your blood will looks like. Okay, the one that is at the bottom is what it will show all the strings attached together. That's what your blood will looks like when you are aging, right? It cluster together. So if you have this kind of blood, that is not healthy for you because it impedes the flow of the blood in the body. Now, with this kind of blood, then you probably will have stroke coming to you. You will have numbness in your extremities, like your fingers, your toes, and you have pains in certain areas of the joints, things like that, because of the impeded flow of the blood. Now, after using IM laser for just half an hour, your blood will turn to be this way. All individual cells of the red blood cells, corpuscle, attached to them are oxygen molecules, which will go to individual cells and to individual organs in the body. So can you imagine? All the organs will be having enough oxygen we should make them very healthy. So that's very important. Now, this is demonstrated to you if you happen to have a chance to attend a meeting. You go for the live blood test that is normally will be performed at the meeting place by one of our technician. Yeah, so you have your blood examined. You can actually see your cells are all clustered up. So when they cluster up, you know you have a problem. You are not healthy. Now, I have experience of seeing a young guy about 30 plus sitting next to me, and he was having his blood examined for the first time. When it was shown on the board, when they shine the thing onto the board and sees that his blood was all clustered up terribly. So I was just sitting next to him, and I was advising him, like, young man, brother, you see your blood is in a very bad mess, like what is shown now in the slide now. In fact, it's even worse than this. So I said, hey, you better be very careful, because if your blood is like that, you are heading towards a stroke or a heart attack. And then when he turns around to me and says, actually, uncle. So, I mean, it looks like uncle anyway. So he said, uncle, actually, I came here today is because somebody asked me to come to buy this device, because I already had a heart attack. Just imagine. So the blood actually, the morphology of the blood actually tells you a lot of stories about your body, whether you are healthy or not. Now, if you have a blood picture like what is shown on the right, then you are okay. You are very good. This will have a very good viscosity. The flow in the body will be fantastic. So your chances of getting a stroke or heart attack with that kind of blood picture will be much lesser. But if you have it on your left-hand side, these all kinds of string and cluster blood cells together, then you are definitely heading towards heart attack or stroke eventually in your life. Now, this clearly shows it's just half an hour of using IM laser. Now, this clearly shows that the IM laser actually did something to you, right? Just a matter of wearing it for half an hour. Look at their blood picture. It's totally different. Now, why should it be different? You have not done anything different other than wearing the IM laser for half an hour. So with this picture, these two pictures, it proved to you the IM laser is actually doing something to your body, to your blood, right? And it's actually in the cellular level that your blood have changed tremendously. So it actually helps you. So this is proof that the IM laser is not just a toy wash. Is when it's sold in Petaling Street for 15 ringgit or 30 ringgit. So this actually works, right? It actually brings benefit to your body. And half an hour, you can see the difference. So this is where it proves to you that the IM laser is definitely a good device for your body. So it also, with the blood circulation improve, the metabolism improve, with the viscosity of blood improve, oxygen capacity of the blood improve, your body eventually will have a far better immunity system as an organism to protect you from all kinds of infection, not just COVID-19, right? All kinds of infection. The body be able to move the macrophages and the leukocytes to wherever sites that they have been attacked by viruses and bacteria. So that's where it's very important your immune system is built by this IM laser, wearing of this IM laser. Of course, as a body, it's all for one and one for all kind of system. It's like you have various system, lymphatic system, endocrine system, your sympathetic nervous system, your blood circulation, pulmonary system, and digestive system, whatever system that you can see on the chart. It's all must work synchronized together to work efficiently together, right? If one fails, the others will try have to compensate to cover for their loss of efficacy. By compensating for the loss of this efficacy in that particular system, the other organs will be taxed in terms of their capability of functioning normally. So eventually, more and more of the system and the organs will fail, and the organism, Earth, that means, will die off because of multiple organ failure. So it's very important to keep all these systems in the body healthy, and that can be done by just using IM laser. Honestly, yeah, just using IM laser, and of course, if you can take nutrition like PSR, Fortico, that kind of even the Purita tea will help you in terms of detoxification of the body, and it's very good for your bowel system. It goes to the toilet very easily every day if you take Purita tea, and you feel wonderful. You feel much lighter and healthier in that terms. And of course, the last, if not least, the addition of CV8 from Korea. That is the latest addition in the system, in our Ventros Healing Ministry, in terms of build up your health, is the CV8. The CV8 actually is the abstract of what 80 years old ginseng plant, the stem cells, and then they grow the stem cell exponentially, and then they repack together Cibaton and pomegranate together with what is that? What else? There are 4 items in that. So that one will give you a fantastic health in your body. That's fantastic. Yeah. So this technology is actually what do you call is a patented technology. It's a patented technology with the Korean Intellectual Property Office, the whatever there. Sydney University, there's a patented system. So it is a fantastic artillery in terms for our body to be healthy. So I would suggest that you all should consider trying to take the CV8 daily. Then your Fatico and PSA, of course, there are quite a number of things to take other than the vitamin C extra to build up the immunity system, your zinc to prevent the COVID cells, the COVID virus from duplicating. That's the function of the zinc that you are taking, as well as your vitamin D3 and vitamin E, is to build up your cells to be more healthier, to fight against whatever illnesses that you are infected with. Either it could be COVID-19 or influenza or any other illnesses. Yeah, that's very vital. So in terms of nutrition wise, these are the things that you need to take. Now, this IM laser with its acupuncture system and low light laser therapy and the magnetic therapy, that is 3-in-1, the only device in the world that carries 3-in-1 therapy in one single device, medical device. It can actually help you to elevate and cure about they claim to have 70 diseases, right? But I would think it is far more than that, because the whole body is actually activated, and it's not just 70 or 80 illnesses, because as far as illnesses is concerned, there are probably a few hundred types of illnesses. But here it says that, okay, it claims to be able to help your microcirculation. Of course, is definite, right? Microcirculation in terms of your eyes is very important, right? Because if you have a good circulation in your eyes, your vitreous humor, anterior chamber, and all that, then you will not be suffering from glaucoma, right? And also you will help to prevent the development of your opacity of your lens in terms of cataract, right? So that's very important. And of course, you have in terms of endocrine system, your diabetic will improve. It will stimulate the production of good insulin in your pancreas. So that is very important vital function of the various organs that can prevent you from diabetes, hypertension with the nitric oxide to help vascular dilation. So those are the things that can help you to stay healthy. And the most important that I found about this device is the stimulation of nervous system. Now, the nervous system stimulation by this device is fantastic. My personal experience is a lot of people who I sold to, they have Parkinsonism, for example. It has actually helped them to calm them down in terms of the tremor where they have attacks of Parkinsonism tremendously. It's not 100%, of course, yeah, but probably it's about 70-80%. Much less tremors, yeah, it means the shaking of the hands and legs and whatever, yeah. So it is very vital in that sense that it is proven to me that it actually helps them. And I've sold not less than maybe 10 to 15 units to actual sufferers of Parkinsonism. And quite a few of them are doctors themselves, and they use it and they find it helps them a lot. And of course, to be able to help those people who can't sleep, you should be able to stabilize your mind, but do not use it too close to your sleeping time. You'll be able to calm your mind and you'll be able to sleep better. That is very important. Yeah. Other than that, you can see all these benefits is there. The erectile dysfunction, which is marked in red, actually will be very interesting for a lot of men. But that is true. That is true. Because of the nitric oxide, the people who are suffering from erectile dysfunction actually benefited a lot from this. Now, those who have used it, I think within a matter of 2 or 3 weeks, you will have surprisingly your penis will be able to have a much better erection for your age group or your personal health. Yeah. So that is very vital for men. And so for the women, they will be more active. Libido will improve. Yeah. So that's very important for the enterprise system to help out in that sense. You see. As for pain, okay. As for pain, it is a fantastic analgesic as well as anti-inflammatory. Um, Personally wise, I have suffered from OA, osteoarthritis, for the last maybe 45 years. And I have been suffering 24/7 pain and aches in my joints, both my joints, because I'm a highly active athlete in terms of running and whatever, martial arts, whatever. I do a lot of funny things, yeah. Extreme sports, for example, yeah. So now at this age, you are suffering the effect of being too active when you are young. So I use this IM laser at 4 bars for 40 minutes around my knee. There are two dimples on the knee, so you use 40 minutes on each dimple in the front of your knee, just beside the kneecap, and then another time, another 40 minutes, 4 bars behind your knee. Now, if you use this system, 40 minutes, 4 bars, because the penetration of the IM laser is 5 to 6 cm depth, so you'll be able to affect your nerves and your ligaments and your muscles attachment in your knee. So if you do that, just 2 sessions, for example, for my case, the pain has almost 100, not 100%, but maybe 95% gone. As far as I'm concerned today, I think it has helped me tremendously in terms of my OA, my osteoarthritis. As you can see in this diagram, it shows is the anti-inflammatory effect of this IM laser, low light laser therapy is fantastic. It actually reduces the inflammation of the muscles over a period of 24 hours, very obviously. So in terms for pain, I would tell you it is a fantastic analgesic effect, and the inflammation effect of it is also fantastic because uh, I have a personal experience of a guy who came to see me, actually my classmate. Uh, he had a sprain, a very bad sprain on his ankle. He hopped into my pharmacy and requested me to treat him for his inflammation and pain. So it so happened that I just started using this IM laser not too long ago, maybe about a month or less. So I says, why don't you just sit down, and I use this to treat your sprain. In fact, to be honest, I'm using him as a guinea pig to find out whether actually this IM laser is actually effective or not for its efficacy in terms of reducing inflammation and pain. So he sat there. Of course, I got Astro in front, nice TV for him to watch, sit in a very nice, cushy executive chair, put it on his ankle for 40 minutes and at an intensity of 4 bars. And after that, after the 40 minutes, I took it off. And he was really surprised. I said, hey, just walk around and see. The first thing I observed is it has really, the swelling has gone down almost totally. Because when he came in, he was hopping in, and then the inflammation is like what the Chinese calls like a miku. It is swollen. So because of that, he was sitting there for 40 minutes. So after that, he started walking and he says, hey, surprise, huh? No more pain, no more pain, no more inflammation. So that is how effective the IM laser is to me. First time, that is a real test case for me. So I'm pretty convinced. Then I have another incident of in terms of the anti-inflammatory effect and the pain is my own pharmacist. I have a pharmacist with me. She's a graduate from UK. So she had a toothache and says, Uncle, I would like to take some paracetamol for my toothache. I said, no. Why don't you just try putting this IM laser on your cheek and see whether it helps you? And she listened to me and she tried sitting there for half an hour. And surprisingly enough, just after half an hour, her pain gone off, her inflammation of the toothache at the gum area was gone. So these two incidences actually has proven to me the highly effective effects of this IM laser in terms of inflammation and taking off pain in the body. So this is a very personal experience, and it's a proof to me like that this device is actually effective. So other than the pain and effectiveness, of course, we have a lot of things like I have two incidences of my friends who have dengue fever, uh, and they don't realize they had dengue. They have been using IM laser daily, twice a day, and but they have been suffering from dengue, and eventually diagnosed and hospitalized. But I told them you just take it along and continue to use. And just after 2 days in the hospital, they were discharged. And I really believe that it's because of the IM laser that they were not really badly affected by the dengue fever that they suffered, and they recovered very fast. And you have what they call metacarpal syndrome, people who use your wrist a lot, dentists, those people who do a lot of computers, yeah, who move a lot of their wrists and clicking, typist and all that. Now, these people normally will suffer from carpal tunnel syndrome, and the doctors will definitely tell them to operate a minor operation, and they will recover. Now, if they use IM laser on it, I would think if they use it 2 or 3 times at 4 bars, I always say 4 bars because in terms of pain and penetration, that's the most effective. So you use 4 bars intensity for 40 minutes. You can actually see the effect right after the first session. Yeah, your pain and your mobility will improve quite a lot, maybe 50-60% right from the first session. Yeah, and other than that, cerebral palsy. I have friends who suffer from this cerebral palsy, has cured, and stroke patient who after using for 3-4 days, they are clot blood coming out from the nose. They were surprised and they asked me, what is this, Mr. Sim? I use this, your device, after just 3-4 days, I see blood clot coming out from my nose. So I said it's a good thing because these blood clots actually flow from your brain out through your nose. And these are the ones that are causing your stroke. And true enough, just after the blood clot that come out from the nose, they were more or less at least 90% improved from their stroke condition. which is to me is a very marvelous and miraculous experience, very effective in that sense. So that's where it's fantastic in terms of that. And that I have seen quite a few patients, stroke patients, who has recovered from their stroke condition by using IM laser. And of course, the other thing that I would like to point out is people who have inner ear problem like tinnitus. Tinnitus actually you have no medical cure. So what we do with it, as far as the doctors are concerned, they don't do anything with it. They can't do anything with it. As a pharmacist, I would recommend that you take Ginkgo biloba, which should be able to improve the blood circulation in your inner ear and take off your tinnitus. But if you use IM laser and shine directly into your ear, right, for say maybe 3 bars, 30 minutes, 2-3 times a day. I have a lady who has been suffering from tinnitus for 3 years, seeing all the specialists at country right to University Specialist Center, and nobody could help her. Just a matter of 2 days, her tinnitus was totally cured. And she's actually a retired teacher, age about 60. Yeah. And she was very, very happy with this IM laser. These are the few very good, memorable experience that I have with my patients. And one particular very popular and very famous senior Malay lawyer who suffered from slip disc, yeah, for about 3 years, and he did not go for the operation, no doubt suggested by the orthopedic surgeon. He's at the moment 78 years old. So when I saw him, he has gone down weight tremendously because of the pain that he's suffering. Yeah, so I put it on his back where he has the back of the spinal cord where he has the slip disc from the X-rays that he shown to me. And after 40 minutes, I took it off and I says, just see how you feel. And when he got out, he was smiling, and I was saying, "Hey, your device is really a miracle, man." Yeah, I says, I really feel fantastic. For the last 3 years, I cannot actually stand up without pain. Yeah, this is the first time I can actually stand up and walk without pain. And that's only the first session. Can you imagine that? So straight away, he bought this device from me, and he went back. I told him you're going to use 2-3 times a day. And later in the evening at about 8 something, he called me again. Now I would like to tell you some things that happened with your device. So I was wondering what the hell is happening. What happened to the device? I said, no, I use it as you instructed, and I went to the mosque to do my prayers at about 8. For the last 3 years, I've been praying that one day I can actually kneel down and bow down to do my prayers correctly. But I'm unable to do so for the last 3 years. And the mosque, they know him very well. He's a very prominent guy in the state. So they gave him a chance to sit down. He's a dato, by the way. So he said, I've been sitting on the chair for 3 years. So I felt very bad because I cannot actually do my actual prayers. He said, this is the first time he can actually bow down and do his prayers correctly. It's a wonderful feeling for him. And so for me as a friend, to see that he has benefited so much just for one day. So this IM laser has actually proven to me that it's really a wonderful device. You know, jokes aside, it's not a plaything, chichongkai kind of watch. No, it is a real medical device, can actually elevate your medical problem straight away. Yeah, it is no joking. Yeah, I've seen that in terms of all this that I'm telling you. All these are true life people and true life incidences. And I can tell you, it's a very wonderful feeling as a friend to see them well. And personally, of course, I have my own personal experience too regarding the IM laser. I have been suffering from sinusitis for the last 50 years of my life. Every year, I need to suffer at least twice or 3 times of severe sinusitis. I got to use nasal pump. I got to use steroid. I got to use nasal spray to open up my nose. I got to do nasal cleansing. I got to take a lot of antihistamine and all kinds of jazz I got to do. I got to breathe in menthol crystals, things like that. I will suffer for about 2 weeks, 3 times a year. Right? That is my normal routine. Since I use this IM laser until today, there's almost 2 years, I have yet to suffer one single attack of sinusitis. I am honestly, I am feeling fantastic and very thankful to the IM laser device that has given me a tremendous boost in terms of my health, right? And those who have not suffered from sinusitis, you wouldn't believe it. It's a terrible feeling. It's just like a goldfish without water. You could not breathe, and your brain is like exploding. You want to need to probably bang your head on the wall to get some feeling. So that is how good it is helping me in terms of my sinusitis, in terms of my OA, osteoarthritis, and also my heart condition. It has improved a lot. Yeah, and my BP and other things, other parameters of my life has actually improved fantastically. I'm talking in terms as a pharmacist, as a professional person, not in terms of how I feel, but actually in terms of the morphology of my system, in terms of my blood test parameters that I can show you, that all of this has improved. And I physically, I feel good. Yeah. So this device for the last 2 years has really kept me healthy in that aspect. Yeah. So I would suggest and recommend to you guys to use it regularly. You must buy and use it regularly. Don't buy and keep it in your drawer and use it once a week, once a month when the moon is up or there is a howling cry of the dogs. Don't do that. Use it regularly, means every day. And I can assure you, you will have tremendous benefit in terms of your health, general health, in everything that you have. Yeah, that I can assure you. So believe me, you use that and you will be wonderful. Yeah. Other than that, I have a guy who has vertigo. Yeah, he's a surgeon. He's a surgeon. He's actually he's a specialist in orthopedics. When he gets this vertigo, he can't even sit down. He got to lie down. Yeah, and then he actually falls off from his chair. Yeah, that bad. His vertigo is that bad. So I recommended to him. He was very skeptical. Hey, what is this? I said, this tiny little thing. How can it help me, man? So I said, hey, come on, lah. I've tried myself. I find it wonderful. And as a friend, I would think, yeah, you should try it. After all, why you worry? I'm always here. The first thing, the most important thing is people must trust you, right? So he said, okay, he tried. And I can tell you, he's more than happy. He's very thankful that I recommended the device to him. And as today, I think he do not have actually vertigo severe attack anymore, other than mild ones is coming but gone off, that kind of thing he was telling me, but no significant attack. Yeah, he just feel that, oh, it's like it's coming. They will know. Guys who are suffering from vertigo, they will know that the attack is coming. So he says, I can feel it's coming, but somehow it never materialized. So that's how I felt. So in that sense, they have improved a lot. So it's very happy lah. So that is my sharing in terms of the illnesses of the condition of the body that can actually help. Other than that, there's one. Okay, in terms of talking about COVID-19, then we got to talk about your pulmonary system, your breathing system. Now, basically the COVID-19, when it attacked, the virus will attack your cells in your lungs. They will cause fibrosis of the lung because of the cytosine storm that is created to build up inflammation in the lungs. And once the fibrosis of the lung sets in, there is no air that can be transmitted between the alveoli of the lungs. So basically, you have all the alveoli are dead. And so the air that you breathe in is not be able to transmit into your blood to carry the body. Henceforth, you will die. So that is very important. The lung is unable to function as a breathing apparatus for you. So now that's where this particular experience I tell you will actually show you how effective this IM laser will help you in terms of your protection of COVID condition. Now, I seen a guy who is 83 years old, a man by the name of Mr. Felix. I was taken to his house by another very senior pharmacist who himself is about 84. Yeah. And it's my first time to see a guy who walks around with a full tank of oxygen and a nasal line into his nose all the time, 24/7. So I look at him, my God, how to help him? Come on, I believe in IM laser, right? I believe it can do a lot of things. That's what is crossing my mind, my thoughts. It can help a lot of wonderful things, but I wonder how I'm going to help this Mr. Felix. Now, this guy is like, people, I mean, sorry to say, like, it's 3/4 in the hole already. So how to help him? He is suffering from severe COPD. COPD is a chronic obstructive pulmonary disease due to his very, very heavy smoking lifetime for the last 60, 70 years of his life. Now, since I'm there, I have no choice but to give him a try since I'm already there, taken to the house. So I put one device on his left wrist as normal and put the nasal line onto his nose. And then I have another unit. Normally, when I go around to do talk to people for my IM laser and teach them how to use it, I normally use 2 units of IM laser. So the other unit, I switch it on at 4 bars, 40 minutes, and I put it on the lung points of the acupuncture here, yeah, on the behind the big thumb. So I put it there on his left wrist. So I have 2 IM lasers for him to use at the same time. Now, in between the treatment with these 2 IM laser, Mr. Felix is drawing his breath like, no, he was doing that. So I was just observing, but I didn't say anything. So I was observing why this guy is doing that. So after 40 minutes, when I took off the device, he says, oh, this is the first time I can actually breathe, literally breathe. He says, it's a wonderful device. I want to buy it. I want to buy this device from you. So how much was it? So I said, it is 3,800 ringgit. I said, okay. He took up his phone. He called his son over, which is staying about 3 doors away in Subang Jaya. He came over to the house, and then he saw, yeah, father, dad, what is it? He says, this uncle, I want to buy this device from the uncle. Please arrange to pay, uncle. So he said, uncle, okay, you just give me your bank number. I'll transfer the money to you. So I said, no problem. I just gave him the number. I said, sorry, I got to rush, uncle, because I'm taking my children for tennis. So in that respect, I'm telling you all this the truth, because if I tell you another 100 times, it's just the same, because I'm not telling a lie. Do not lie and oversell the product or any product you're trying to sell. Do not lie. Have integrity in your sales. Have trust and honesty in whatever you say. That will give you a long way in terms of promoting your product and people trust you. If you lie and you start telling lies to cover one lie, another lie to cover another lie, eventually you'll be a chronic liar, and not even IM laser can help you. You will lose all your friends and all your clients. So very important, do not lie in your experiences. Do not overclaim the efficacy of the IM laser, right? Whatever you have seen and you experience, you explain correctly. Whether it is they take it for themselves or not, empathize with you or not, is for your customers to decide. It's not for you to go and lie to sell the product. That is fundamental importance in terms of long-term sales capacity of individual person. The trustworthy must be there. Integrity must be there. So in any sales, as it says, talk about selling techniques, I train a lot of people in terms of selling techniques. The most important to sell in anything, any kind of sales. I handle BMWs, I handle Audi, I handle Rolexes, I handle what they call Richard Constantine watches and all that. All these are very high-end products in the world. And the most important thing I always teach them is you sell yourself first. Now, that is the fundamental of sales. You sell yourself first. That means to say your customer must be able to trust you first, to be able to listen to your pitch. If they don't trust you and you try to pitch to them any product at all, they will not trust you and they will not buy because they don't trust a liar. So that's very important is for you not to lie, to be honest, and just do your bit. That is very important, fundamental importance of a good salesman, right? Then of course, in order to be able to sell your product, you must be able to identify the person's needs. So if you can fulfill his needs, then anybody in front of you will be able to purchase what you are selling, right? That is very important, to fulfill the other person's needs. So in order for you to be able to fulfill his need, you need to study this guy's character before you go and see him. What is his problem? What is his background? Maybe financially, is he okay? No, because your device is 3,008. It's not $38 or 380 ringgit, where any Tom, Dick, and Harry can buy. It's 3,008. So if you go and see a guy who needs this, and he is only earning about 1,500, 2,000 a month, then there's no way he can buy from you. So that is the background check you need to do in order to do a perfect sales pitch. Yeah, right. So that's my diversion in terms of selling techniques, right? You want to learn more? Then you come and see me. I teach you how to sell yourself. Okay. I have a lot of experience in terms of guiding people in their life to get them better, to uplift their life. And a lot of them that I've trained have become CEOs of big flagship companies in Malaysia and Singapore today. So I'm proud of that. Yeah, anyway, so we're coming back to COVID. As you can see, now we are talking about this alpha, beta, delta, lambda. Now they have practically used up everything. So the next one will be cha-cha-cha, I think. So the doctors are all laughing. So, but it's true. The mutation of the COVID virus has been so fantastic that the world is quite unable to catch up with it. We really pray very hard that hopefully the science that we have, the technology will be able to catch up with it and to able to crucify this virus and keep us all safe, because it has caused tremendous suffering to a lot of people, other than deaths and children losing their parents, grandparents, and it's caused havoc in terms of economy-wise. Yeah, people are out of job and suffering tremendously. So I hope, if you have done well in the IM laser, congratulations to you. Try to do some charity, right? To uplift the suffering of others, to help them to go through their life in a way. Yeah. Other than that, I have nothing much to say other than just try it for yourself. I believe it should help you and your patients to elevate their life to a better standard of living and prevent you from further damage. In order for you to be prepared for this COVID pandemic, you have got to have certain things which I have listed out. In fact, I have written out and sent to all my friends, right? As you can see on the screen, oximeter. Now, the oximeter is a small electronic device to measure your oxygen concentration in your blood, right? Of course, if you can get 100%, which not possible, right? Not 100%, then you are healthy. But anything above 95%, you are considered healthy. Anything below 90, then you got to seek treatment. That is very important. So this is a measurement of your oxygen concentration in your blood, in your body, which is very vital measure in terms of this pandemic. Because if you have COVID-19, the efficacy of the lungs will come down very fast. It will shut down very fast. So if you go down to about 80 and below, you need to go to the hospital or use an oxygen generator immediately, of pure oxygen from oxygen tank with the mask immediately to lift up your oxygen level. Otherwise, you can actually collapse and die. Right? It will go down very fast. So this is a very vital device for you to keep at home to make sure that you have enough oxygen in your blood. As I said just now, the IM laser can actually stimulate the oxygen capacity carrying of all the cells. So this will definitely help you in terms of your carry oxygen into your blood. So the IM laser is a must in that aspect, right? So that's very important. So as far as oximeter is concerned, if you say you go to Lazada and Shopee, you can buy them from 15 ringgit onwards to even 300 to 400 ringgit, right? So why the vast disparity? You must buy a device that is certified by MDA, that's Malaysian Device Authority, to see that these devices are of certain quality in terms of the measure, the accuracy. Now, if you go and buy something 15 ringgit, 25 ringgit, they may look exactly the same or even better. Even guys, you say you put a pencil inside, it will show you 95% reading. Then do you want that kind of device? So it may be cheap, but it's no use because it's not giving you the correct reading. So most important is to get the correct, good measuring oximeter to use, which is certified by MDA. Exactly like our IM laser, also certified by FDA, by European standard, also with the reputation of winning the silver medal in the International Invention Exhibition. These kind of devices, when you use, you have a lot of confidence. So it's very important. I sell oximeter 300 ringgit per piece, right? And guarantee for 3 to 5 years. So a lot of people question me, hey, why your oximeter so expensive? People selling 30 ringgit only. Why yours is 300-400 ringgit? So I say, if you are talking in terms of the quality, then forget about it. This is a Mercedes or Rolls Royce. Yours is something no brand one. So I don't know. So it's very important to get a good oximeter, certified oximeter. Okay, don't go and buy the 30 ringgit Shopee or Lazada one. It's a waste of time. You might as well don't use, because it actually can cause you more harm. Because if we give you a wrong reading saying that the oxygen level is good and you don't seek treatment, you will probably be dropping dead and what they call it, BID. BID is brought in dead. That means by the time they send you to the hospital, you are already a dead person, dead body. So that's called the BID. And the BID actually has increased substantially in Malaysia over the last 2 months because of the Delta variant. The Delta variant is very deadly. It doesn't show you much symptoms, but by the time you realize, you probably collapse and you'll be dead. That's it. You can't do anything. Yeah. So you got to wash that. Okay. Then the vitamins. Daily, you take vitamin C, 1,000 milligram a day. Preferably, you take the vitamin C that is sustained release. That means you have vitamin C 24 hours of the day. Because vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin. So if you take the effervescent one, for example, like orange juice or orange drink, within half an hour when you go to the toilet, almost 70-80% of the vitamin C that you have taken is inside the toilet bowl, right? So you take vitamin C that is sustained release. That means it releases vitamin C throughout the day. Okay. Then you take vitamin D3, just 200 units a day is enough, right? Don't take too much because this is oil soluble. It stays in the body for a longer period of time. So the excessive injection of vitamin D may not be good for your body. Now, zinc. Zinc you take about 200 milligram a day, daily is enough. This zinc is actually to protect the duplication. Listen carefully. Duplication of the COVID virus. That means the COVID virus cannot multiply in your body if you take vitamin D. So that's how it prevents you from getting a high virus load in your body if you take vitamin D. So these three vitamins are very important. They are fundamentally important to you to build up your immunity towards COVID-19. And of course, the next one is oxygen generator or oxygen concentrator, we call it. Yeah, or people, simple layman, oxygen machine or whatever they call it. But this is actually machines that concentrate the oxygen in the air, in the atmosphere where you are sitting, into higher percentage of oxygen in the air that you're going to breathe in after going through the machine. So it's actually oxygen concentrator. It concentrates the oxygen in the air, which is low, to a higher percentage for you to breathe. So this is required for patients who are having a stage 3, 4, 5. Stage 1, stage 2, you don't have much problem in breathing. But by the time you reach stage 3, then you may find that you may have a bit of heavy breathing. You may have a bit of tiredness, a bit of wheezing if people who have asthmatic condition, have some pulmonary scars, who are smokers. You can use this oxygen generator to have a revival of your health. I do use oxygen, say about 10 minutes a day, which is very good for your health. Yeah, breathe in while watching TV. In fact, in major cities which are highly polluted, in New York, in Japan, in big cities where the air is very polluted, they actually have oxygen baths where you go into that place and breathe oxygen for 10 to 15 minutes before you get back to your work and you are freshen up. So it's good in the way you can use it, but I wouldn't advise you to just buy the unit just to do that. But at this juncture of the COVID pandemic, it is advisable to keep one at home because, as you can read in the papers, a lot of patients have been rushed to the hospital. They don't have enough of oxygen apparatus to give it to them to breathe. So these people are just sitting there, wasting away, and some even die before they even get access to an oxygen generator or a concentrator. And in fact, I'm doing some charity work with the Penang Care, yeah, to provide these oxygen generators, concentrators for the various hospitals who need them. Yeah, with a group of friends. Yeah, we are giving some about 50 units to them. Yeah. So now, nasal inhalers, of course, we have in the pharmacy. It is basically a nasal constrictor, a vessel constrictor, so it opens up your nose. Then you can breathe easier, and you can even use the inhalers like what the asthmatic patients are using. Some of them contain steroids, which reduce inflammation, as well as salbutamol and terbutaline to actually vasodilator. It opens up your lung so that you can breathe easier. Now, if you have stage 3, 4, you can actually use them and you can get a relief almost immediately. Within 5 minutes, you should be able to breathe much easier before you go to the hospital to seek treatment. Yeah, but devices like this, please talk to your pharmacist, your doctor, so that they can advise you to use it correctly, because the method of using is very important. If you don't use it correctly, then the sprays will all be wasted. They'll be hitting the back of the throat and it's not going into your lungs. So you're not getting the actual effect of the nasal inhalers. Now, goggles. Now, in terms of what they did was they says now COVID virus is airborne. So when you breathe in or people sneeze or cough, the droplets will go to the back of your nose, at the back of your throat. So you can actually use gargle, any kind of gargle that you can find. Even just put some warm water with salt, which is very good. You can gargle 2-3 times a day. you'll be able to relieve your throat and prevent dryness of throat, and also to be able to wash out some of the viral load that is accumulated at the back of your throat and your nasal cavities. So that is very helpful. Air sanitizer is important because since WHO ascertained that it is airborne, that means if somebody walks into a room, now he is COVID positive and he breathes in the room, the whole room and its occupants will be infected with a COVID virus. So how are you going to prevent that? Only way is to have a sanitizer that blows fumes and into the air with dihydrochloric acid solution in it is with a dilution of 1 in 50. So it will kill all the viruses and the bacteria in the air. Even the patients who come in which is positive, when they breathe out all these COVID positive viruses, the air that comes in contact with the virus will kill it. So that is very important. I have one in the house and one in the office, and it's on whenever we are there all the time. So this is very important to have one in the house and to use the correct sanitizing solution to create the fumes to sanitize the air that you breathe in, especially if you are in a business with people coming in and out or in public places, is very vital. So that is what I would recommend. Then Androtec tablet. Androtec tablet is actually abstract from herbs called Misai Kuching. And in fact, the Thai government has actually endorsed it to be used as a treatment for COVID cases. Even if it is positive, you can use this to treat COVID cases. But as far as the Malaysian authorities is concerned, they are not doing anything with it. So I have been taking this 2 tablets daily as a prophylaxis, that means as a prevention for COVID. And it has helped us in terms of our breathing capacity and efficacy is concerned. And it definitely helps a lot. I have seen COVID patients who are positive and taking these 2 tablets 3 times a day. If they are tested positive with PCR test, within 5 days, they are okay. And after that, they go and do a PCR test, it become negative. So this is a herbal treatment. It has no side effect. It's very safe. So you can actually take it as a supplement, as a prevention and prophylaxis for COVID. And of course, last and not least, a very simple old thermometer. Now, the thermometer that you should be using, not so much the mouth one anymore because of the transmission of virus. You use a thermometer which you just shine on your forehead to not even touch your forehead to get your temperature reading. So anything within 36 to 38, you're still okay. 38 even is minor feverish, that's all. But if anything above 38.5, 39, you got to wash out. That is an indication of your body reaction towards infection. So first thing, you must rule out COVID, of course. So I wrote this out quite a few many months ago when the pandemic happened. So I was sitting down and I do a lot of research myself. I read almost every night to all kinds of condition of the world, what is happening. So I come up with this list. So I hope that this list you can help to look into this list and stay healthy, stay safe, and let's be happy together. The fact that you are here today listening, that means you are healthy. I'm glad, and I'm happy to be able to impart some small knowledge that I have, a little knowledge that I have, to help you people to overcome this pandemic condition of the country. Eventually, it will be pandemic, it will become endemic. That means you got to live with it. So there's no way you can escape from it or you got to go away. So you have got to live with it. So you must learn to live with it. Something like the dengue, something like flu or common cold, that's how we live with it. So don't have to feel fear, but you must be cautious and you'll be able to ride this pandemic together. Yeah, always think positive. Yeah, and use your IM laser. Believe me, it's a fantastic device. So as of now, I think I end my sharing with you all. Yeah, that's all I have. So if you need anything that you need to ask, well, you're most welcome. Yeah. So it's something very different from what I used to do because I normally do not prepare for my talk. It's all off my cuff. Yeah, yeah. It may be a bit here extra, a bit there extra or less. Yeah, but I don't like. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, all friends, ladies and gentlemen. You can ask me anything you want. Thank you. Thanks for spending time with
Thank
me and
you.
listening to me.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you. Thank you. Haha, no problem. That's a fantastic, wonderful lesson. Okay, Billy, there's a question here by Patricia. Can you show her to place the arm laser device on the hand to improve the breathing function?
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, all right. Can you see? Okay. Now you put it on the 6 stars that you have in mode. Okay. Time 40 minutes. Intensity 4 bars. Switch it on. Look at this. Now it's here. I mark it out for you. Marker pen. Okay. Marker pen. Okay. Okay. This is the spot that you got to put the lights, the laser light. See, I mark it out for you. Right. Put the spots there. Put the laser light there and wrap it up with the wrapper. Right. Leave it there for 40 minutes. Yeah. You can try it. You can try it. There's no harm for you to try it now. Since you have the IM laser, put on 4 bars, 40 minutes, put it on this spot or this hand, same spot, right? It will be here. Same, right? Put it there for 40 minutes or here. See my hands, right? Behind the big thumb, You try it, and then let me know whether it's effective or not. Okay, yeah. I assure you, you'll definitely feel the difference right after the 40 minutes. Patients who are smokers who are having asthmatic condition, they will help them a lot, really a lot. Yeah. Okay. You are okay? Who's that who asked?
Both hands. She's asking.
Patricia, is it okay?
You can put on both hands.
Yeah, you can, left or right. Yeah. Good.
Okay. Yeah, she got
right,
it.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Fine.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good. Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
No question. That means that's good. They understand what I said, or they don't understand anything that I said.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm. If
I
no
hope you
question,
benefit you all. I don't know. Yeah, tonight's talk. Yeah. No more question.
come on. Any more questions this time? Or any of you would like to speak to ask Billy directly? I unmute. I can unmute you anytime. I don't like to unmute all because after I unmute all, then there will be some noise. Okay, if not, then thank you very much. Thank you all for your time, and also thank you very much, Billy, for the fantastic talk, and also for the company arranged for all these special session. So it's almost 10 o'clock now. It's 5 to 10. So since all are very happy, no other question, no more question asked, then guys and girls, you can on your video, and then we say good night to everyone and take care and take good care for yourself. Use IM laser, take CVA, all the product from Rental, which is very good. Hi, Sunny. Hi, long time no see, Sunny.
Hi, Sunny.
Yeah,
Thank you, Khalid.
yeah.
Thank you,
Sunny
everybody.
is there.
From your,
Yeah, Sunny is
we're
there.
here together. Yeah.
Okay,
Share
I mute
together. Yeah.
everyone now. Yeah, everyone can talk now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Good
Right.
night. See you again.
Good night. Good night. Yeah. See you all next week. Yeah, next
About the
Monday
touch
there'll
week,
be
yeah.
a special talk also. Yeah. Okay. Thank you all
Okay.
and good night,
Thank you. Good
everyone. I
night.
shall end
Sayonara.
meeting
Stay
now. Good
safe.
night.
Yeah.
Sayonara. Bye bye.